battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage. You'll be sorry that you mess with the U.S. of A. Cause we'll put a boot in your ass. It's an American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list.
All right. Well, on Memorial Day weekend, it just seemed apropos if we play a little Toby Keith right there, a little courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue for all you non-country fans out there. That was Toby Keith right there, introing our pod video vlog, if you will, for our Week 9 matchup preview show. This week, guys, I got some good news, bad news for some of you. Some of you might be happy, some of you might be sad. We're having some technical difficulties here. Laptop has no power cord, no cable. iPad's dead, down for the count. Cell phone running low for the other mics. So we're going to be running music-free, a little tune-free. Unless you hear music, it's going to be yours truly or nothing else. We brought inside the confines of 6627, inside the Gator Room. You guys can see all the lovely memorabilia there to salute the greatest university known to mankind. Outside, you saw earlier in the video, or in the photo chat room possibly, we've got a little thunderstorm warning, tornado possibilities, and I didn't feel like sitting outside listening to those raindrops pour in the background again. I'm sure none of you guys did as well. So enough about what's going on in the here and the now. Let's talk about what happened last week. Last week, Thrills. Great preview and show, went 1-5. Really put the stank of death on everyone he picked, which kind of makes it tough. Kind of makes it tough when you're picking with yourself and against yourself. I'm thinking about abdicating and not having myself in the matchup. Just doing the top 5. Really take myself out the game. Keep it non-biased for you folks out there. I'm sitting here on a beanbag chair, so if you see me continuing to, finagle and get comfy, this beanbag chair, although it is a Gator one, is highly uncomfortable, and it's take me some time to get it back and forth on my keister. This week's Jersey show, Braves America. And later in the show, we'll see exactly what Bravo I am wearing. Take your guesses now. Is it A, Dansby Swanson, B, Ronald Acuna, C, Freddie Freeman, or D, Johan Camargo? We'll check your votes at the end. So last week went 1-5, as I mentioned earlier. Strokeswood, only one that really helped me out there, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. Yes, Strokeswood lost to Alavila, so I'm sorry about that. I don't think I won any matchups last week. I think it was a good fashion 0-6, the old goose egg. So, well, you win some, you lose some, and that was one that I picked against. I thought I was going to win, but I didn't. 0-6 last week, kind of embarrassing. We'll see if we can do any better this week. So we saw every team I picked against win. So I want to congratulate right now T-Ball, B. Ryan, Trader Will, Charlie's Angels, Strokeswood, and Long Ballers. Long Ballers going from the basement to the midsection recently in the last few weeks, going 0-5, now 3-0 in his last 3 weeks. Kudos to you, my bearded buddy. So let's go ahead. Let's start talking about some of the previews for this week. First up, we've got number 1 in the league, Dr. Kananga, versus number 3 in the league, Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels got talking earlier, posted a message. We all appreciated that, Steve, so thank you very much. Glad to see. Hope you're still enjoying the league. Hate that your kids are ungrateful, but I'm still a kid at 32, and I'm definitely ungrateful to my mom. I've been known to borrow the truck, mess it up, and have her fix it for me I'm sorry about that, Mom. Love you, but yeah, I can be ungrateful as well. Sorry about that, too, as Pops. But Charlie's Angels, glad to hear you talk, Steve. Hey, let's go Gators, man. Super Regionals, they're going to back-to-back World Series champs right there. And Felipe Fanks won the longest throw contest at a recent camp. So he can't hit a receiver, but he can throw it really far as he's missing it. So that's always nice. Steve, you're going against Dr. Kananga this week. We're starting off with the matchup of the week. Number 1, ding, ding, matchup of the week. So, Steve, Ben is on a little bit of a downward streak. He's 0-1 in his last 1 week. When the T-Ball rookie GM beats him. And T-Ball, you're going to get a slow clap on that one right now. We're all happy to see Ben lose. We all fucking hate Ben, excuse my language. Maybe not hate Ben, but we can all loathe Ben from time to time. I know I can loathe him the most from timest to timest. Charlie's Angels, you're 5-3 this week. Heading into up against Ben, he's at 6-2. You're going to 5-4 because Ben is going to win this week. He's upset. He's already made a trade, picked up Joey Votto in a great deal. I think didn't give up a lot. Alex Wood, he can be hit or miss from time to time. Boxberger, good closer. And Daniel Medvedev, he picked him up Sunday morning at 1 in the morning, and he's already traded him by Monday morning. So that was a good stealth pickup right there, Ben, a little thrill wheel special. I think you're going to pull it out this week. You're going to go 7-2, maintain your league dominance. Charlie's Angels is going to go to 5-4, which in his league is good enough for a 6-game lead. So Charlie's Angels are going to lose this week. Benson, you're going to win, and that's going to put you at 7-2, and Charlie's Angels at 5-4. Next week, another team I picked to lose. B. Ryan thought Anthony was going to come through. Anthony, typical Anthony fashion, unless he's talking about the Gators or Peyton Manning or wrestling, is just... Well, he's Snoopy. He's one of those little Linus's buddies or whatever he is, those little yellow things that, he's Charlie Brown's teacher. Damn, that's who it is. My bad, guys. That's all it is. Just flapping the lips. Ben says it's me. The commission says it's me running my lips. No, it's Anthony running his lips. He ran them so hard that we can't hear him right now. But B. Ryan, shut him up. Good job, B. Ryan. Didn't really want you to win, but you won. And this way I think you're going to keep it going. Strokeswood, 4-3-1 right now, but you guys swung a deal earlier in the year, and we're going to really see how it paid off. Is your acquisition of Healy, Pilar, and Stanton going to pay off when you gave up Judge, Yelich, and I can't even recall the third person you exchanged, but I'm sure he was better than what you acquired. B. Ryan, you're going to win this week, though. You're going to go to 5-4. Strokeswood, I saw you on the message board earlier today. Really appreciate your commentary there. But you're going to fall to 4-4, stay at 500, which in your division is also good enough to stay in first place or right thereabouts. So 4-4-1 for Strokes, 5-4 for the B. Ryan Express, rocking two of the best pitchers in baseball right now. I mean, when you have Severino and Verlander going out there, you're looking at possible complete game shutouts every time out. Strokes, would you still have Thor? He's doing some work for you. Patrick Corbin kind of slowed down from his earlier hot start. If he picks it back up, you should be in good shape. Sean Monet's not throwing no-hitters every week, though, so he's coming crashing back like we thought. But B. Ryan, you're going to go to 5-4, and Strokeswood, you're going to go to 4-4. So good job, B. Ryan. Next up, Pup. Pick up the pace versus Los Mexis. Los Mexis right now has fallen to 12th place. Really fallen on hard times there, Billy Baseball, giving the William name a bad moniker right there. 3-5, last place in his division, last place in the league altogether. But that's not going to stop him from running his mouth, defending his Chicago Cubs in today's voracious commentary back and forth between groups right there. I took no part of that as I was preoccupado, but I can only assume that it was a thrilling conversation. Anthony Rizzo, still a good dude. I'm not upset if he's sliding in on folks. He ain't trying to hurt anybody. Pup, you're trying to hurt folks, both on the baseball diamond and everywhere else with your music taste and things like that. And I'm just kidding. Every Time I Die, pretty solid band. Pup, pick up the pace. You're going to win this week. I'm calling it right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. Pup, he's going to pick up the dub. Los Mexis, we're going to talk about you a little bit later, my friend. You're falling 4 straight losses right now, man. You're about to be 3-6, and if you're not careful, you're going to be totally eliminated from playoff contention, playoff thoughts, playoff everything, unless you're talking consolation bracket. Now, Pup, you're going to 6-2. You're going to maintain your 2-game lead in that division over the 1.5-game lead over the B. Ryan Express. Next up, let's talk a little Trader Will versus the hottest team in baseball, Long Ballers. Trader Will, up, down, up, down. Once again, team very, very little in terms of consistency. Long Ballers, he showed no consistency to begin the season other than consistently sucking. Now he's consistently winning, and we all appreciate a competitive Rymart. 3-5, he's looking on the up and up. Anthony and him tied with the same record. You wouldn't know it from the amount of talk Anthony has. You would think he's 6-1 and Rymart was 1-7. But 'tis not the case. Long Ballers is a 3-5. He have the hottest team in baseball. And the only reason I'm making this pick is because Jay Cox said, team to watch out for, Long Ballers. Well, if Jay Cox says it, I'm going against it. So, Trader Will, I predict you to win this week. I think you're going to go to 5-4. We're going to see if the deals you've been making have been paying off in the long run or if they're going to continue to BF you in the short term. So, Trader Will, I think you're going to 5-4. Get back over 500. Long Boys, you're going to go to 3-6, and you're going to stay under 500. I'm going to shut that winning streak down. Next up, man, we were just talking about in terms of talking shit to Rymart, free Bill Cosby. High put up against Chuck Nasty's mullet. Chuck Nasty's mullet lost last week 12-6. And honestly, wasn't that competitive of a week. Started off somewhat competitive against Trader Will, but in the end, just not enough pitching, not enough hitting. Mookie Betts being hurt didn't help him at all right there. Free Bill, Max Scherzer, let's see. He loses Max Scherzer 6 innings, 4 earned, 4 Ks. If that's happening, Anthony's going to lose, and that's exactly what happened last week. So, free Bill. I expect Scherzdog to bounce back, which means I expect you to bounce back, which means, unfortunately for Chuck Nasty, I think you're going to 4-5, and you're going to continue to fade under 500 for the season. You're going to be looking upward in the rest of your division right there. Free Bill, 4-5, keeping that division ultra tight. Last and not least, the battle of 3 and 5s, Alavila and T-Ball. Of the talkers on the league, those are two of the three most prodigious right now. Alavila always has a comment, always has a gift for something. T-Ball, never afraid to let us know what's happening in his world. Congrats on the promotion, working at the old Home Depot, getting that Tommy John surgery, and scuffling with the long stick in the baseball games. Psych, not. His team's he personally doing great from everything we've heard, so keep it up there, Steed. What's not going to keep up, though, for you is winning. I think Alavila is going to pull out a dub this week against you. Alavila, he's been coming on strong. I like his talking. He's been competitive each week. There have been no, 17-1 beatdowns of him. There have been nothing. He's been, 12-9, 8-11. Very competitive from the Sav Dog. So, Sav Dog, I think Alavila is going to general manage you into a dub this week. I think you're going to 4-5, and T-Ball, you're falling to 3-6, along with Los Mexis, Rye March. So you guys keeping that competitive right there at the 3-6 hash. Speaking of 3-6, so that takes us through the matchups right there. So to recap, Dr. Kananga, Trader Will, B. Ryan, Pick Up the Pace, Free Bill, Alavila. I expect all of them to win this week, cover the spread, however you want to call it, you gambling addicts. Speaking of teams that are not winning, that'd be Los Mexis. I want to talk about him for a second. Los Mexis. 0-3 in his last 3 weeks. Started the season 3-2. Now he's looking at an uphill climb at 3-5. And after my prediction this week, potentially 3-6. In terms of his lineup, man, Los Mexis, you have a really strong infield right now. I like Carlos Correa. I like Reese Hoskins. I like everything you got going on right down there. Quality players. You got a young, unproven outfield, though. When you're trying to play Gregory Polanco, Byron Buxton, the bums like that, at least you got rid of Adam Jones, and Billy Hamilton for that matter. When you're playing the dredges like that, you're going to be in trouble. Active as hell. Talking, posting, enjoying the league. We all like that. So that shouldn't change. That'll help you in the long run. Pitching is quality. I don't understand. Strasburg, Arrieta, you got some good players right there. You got some good relievers with Knebel and Craig Kimbrell. You got the K's on lockdown. Two had your Y players are really shitting out for you. You know who I'm talking about. Last 3 weeks, though, as I mentioned earlier, you've been beaten by a combined score of 13-42. So that means out of 55 total categories, you're winning 24% of them, man. That can't continue on any rate whatsoever. The closest you've had was against me, and that was a 10-6 matchup right there. Otherwise, it's been 17-1, 16-4, and just ugliness. So I hope you're going to turn it around. Unfortunately for you, I don't see it this week. So Los Mexis, you're my number 12 team in the league by every standard of measurement, and by every standard, I mean strictly what Yahoo says. So you're going to improve. But there's some things to think about for the future right there, my friends. So I'm going to focus on a team each week. He's my team of the week starting at the bottom. We're working our way up. Let's see who we talk about next week in 11th place. It won't be Los Mexis again. That's going to bring us to the end of our show right there. So with it being Memorial Day, I want to take a moment to talk about the top 5 Americans. When I think America, what do I really think about? All right, so these are when I think of America. These are my guys. So it might not be your guys. These are my America guys. My America guys. All right, number 5. Yeah, Kid Rock, you can call me Tex. There's not another more American man I think of when I think about Kid Rock. Well, actually, there must be 4 because he's number 5 on my list. So number 5, Kid Rock. Number 4, compatriot of Kid Rock. Notice the word patriot in there. Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, staunch American, staunch hemp supporter, staunch hardcore country musician. I like Willie Nelson only because it gives me an opportunity to talk like this. Number 3. Another country musician. This came courtesy of Mrs. Thrills, Mrs. Will Alexander. Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton. Red. Redneck voice. Master. BFFs with Adam Levine. Potential B green to Adam Levine's Thrills. I don't know. But Blake Shelton coming in at number 3. Number 2, Dwayne America Johnson. That's right. Dwayne Johnson is so powerful right now. You can throw Dwayne, fill in the blank, anything, and you're like, yeah, that sounds about right to me. Dwayne, the President Johnson, flows. Dwayne, America Johnson, flows. Dwayne, World's greatest American possible ever created. Johnson flows. I mean, it just does. He's number 2. Number 1, though, the man that make every joke about in the world, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, number 1. And when I think about Chuck Norris, there's only one scene I think about in my life. It's not Chuck Norris is the greatest human being, blah, blah, blah bullshit. It's fucking Chuck Norris watching dodgeball. So Ben Stiller, thank you for that moment. Thank you for everything, Chuck Norris. So those are my top 5 Americans on this Memorial Day. Brought to you by the Atlanta Braves. Brought to you by the newest member of Trader Will's team, America's own first baseman, Freddie Freeman. America's own first baseman. That's going to do it for this week, boys. Enjoy it. Hope you have some commentary. Tell me who your top 5 Americans are. Leave it in the message board. Peace.